All right. So we actually have some pretty good news on two fighting game fronts, if you will. All right. So this is an article over on videogameschronicle.com why Sega is reviving classics like Shinobi and Jet Set Radio across games, film, and TV. Now, I think it was last year, there was a very small montage of clips put together by Sega of essentially a hint at a lot of their franchises coming back, being renewed, right? So, and this is a good thing. I grew up with Sega. Sega is my jam. They've been my jam the whole time. I said this to someone the other day. They said, I said, if I had to be locked in a room for the rest of my life with just one gaming company's products, like, for video games, who would it be? Sega, right? Everything from the Sega Master System, Mega Drive 32X, Sega CD, Saturn, the Dreamcast, like, I'm just sold, man, right? Just Sega was everything, right? But the really interesting part, like, because obviously they talk a little bit about their Sonic the Hedgehog movies doing really well. This is the part which is very exciting, like very, very exciting, right? And I've had a few people on the channel mention, right? Now, potentially most exciting for older fans is the company's initiative to bring back legacy IP like Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, and Jet Set Radio. Last year, the company announced multiple game revivals are in development and confirmed film and TV projects for the likes of Eternal Champions, Golden Axe, and Shinobi. Now, I'm hoping, at least with this part, that it will be like the game coming back. I don't care if you just do a one-to-one. I don't care, right? You remake the whole bloody thing. You don't have to add any shit. Just have it in there. Eternal Champions was a very... I know I've got to do like a video review on it. Both the standard Mega Drive and the Sega CD version. It's an amazing fighting game, right? Very unique characters, very cool characters. Also had fatalities. Right? Not some people don't know that, but it actually had finishing moves in the game. And Eternal Champions garnered like this incredible following, this cult following. It's like one of the few fighting games I've ever seen where like it's just got this massive cult following to it, despite how old it is. When it came out, 1993, right? Now it also mentions in here, because it was casually dropped, right? I think am I going to have to do like a word search for it? This is a big ass interview, man, right? This is a huge interview. So they got the fan talking about a Shinobi film. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. That's pretty cool, right? Generation of folks who remember these titles fondly in the 40s and 50s, I feel personally recognized, right? But also, right, which we announced last year, that's right, the Legacy Bucket with Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, Shinobi, and we have another Virtua Fighter being developed. Sega is back, baby. Right? Sega is back. Okay? That's the thing, I've always been Sega over Nintendo. Don't at me. Right? Always preferred Sega over Nintendo. Sega, I think, was bigger in Australia than Nintendo was. At least from how it felt growing up, right? But it was just amazing, bro. Like it was the best. It was the absolute best. Right, and yeah, I think this is a trailer where we saw like a snippet of Crazy Taxi as well. We just recently had Shadow and Sonic Generations remastered come out, which was pretty cool in itself. That was really cool, right? So this is very, very exciting, right? Because like we need like Virtua Fighter needs to come back, It needs to come back to reclaim the king of 3D fighters. Like, Tekken's great, but Virtua Fighter was where it's at. Virtua Fighter started it all. Virtua Fighter is the grandfather, right? And my favorite character in there is Kage, right? Shadow, the ninja, right? It's always going to be a ninja, pretty much in a game. Although I did make an exception with MK1 because I hadn't played as Reiko for a long time. But technically, Reiko was a ninja. He looked like a ninja, so we're not going down that road, right? But Eternal Champions, man, like, and now look, my only concern is that, you know, I hope that they don't sort of like censor anything either, right? You don't want them to, like, you know, go, oh, we need to fix this for the modern audience. Newsflash, there is no modern audience, and that's just the end of it, right? But yeah, I don't want them to censor anything. Like, these chicks are pretty busty and stuff like that. They're very hot, very sexy looking. You know, don't mess with it. Just, if you want to make it into you can either make the characters 3D models, you can make them as you know, just 2D sprites. I don't give a shit, right? Just don't become censorious with the game. Look at them, right? Right, titties out and everything. Amazing game, right? So, and of course that, and of course Virtua Fighter as well, right? Which is, I mean, what can we say? Right, Virtua Fighter is the king, right? It needs to come back, right? I just want to show, because they actually put Virtua Fighter 2 on the Sega Mega Drive, right? This is kind of wild, right? Hopefully it'll just go into like an attract mode. But yeah, so I want to know what you guys think, because like this is very, like I said, it's very exciting for me as a Sega fan. I'm very happy to see like Sega dominating, you know, at least in part. Always preferred them over Nintendo. Nothing against Nintendo. I was just always a Sega fan. I just always was, man. You know, Dead or Alive is DOA pretty much, and that's you know, that's kind of, well, missing in action, if you will. Which sucks, because, you know, that was a nice sort of, you know, we don't have enough 3D fighters in the space to compete. We got a lot of 2D fighters, right? But Tekken right now is pretty much the only 3D fighter. And if you have Virtua Fighter come back, like it's just, you know, they're gonna dominate. They're gonna dominate, right? I will play that shit, because they just, it's just, I still remember playing Virtua Fighter in the arcade, right? I can still remember, like, you know, the machine and the sounds, and it was just so unique, because up until that point, all we had was 2D fighters, right? So, and then we get this glorious like fighting game, and that was the first one as well, right? And they'll probably add new characters, no doubt, but I would assume that they want to make sure that they give us all the classic Virtua Fighter characters before they add any guest characters as well, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. So, but anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very excited. I can't wait to hear more about this. Sega's on the rise. Catch you next time.